Hello, hello, gorgeous human being. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the realm of the unapologetic woman. My name is Alnaj, and I am the founder of the Unapologetic Women Global Rempowerment Dynasty. If you are new to this realm, say hi in the comments. Let me know where you are dialing in from. And if we are friends, say hi and let's actually have a conversation around happiness. Okay, so I'm going to preface this one by saying, please take full responsibility for your personal and mental best being. If what I am saying is not resonating for you, if it is making you feel bad or worse than what you are feeling, scroll away. Like, this is not a space for martyrdom. This is not a space for self-punishment, self-criticism, self-shaming. I do not believe that we are in different stages of our journey, because I believe we all have an individual journey that we are taking, and we need to stop comparing ourselves and going, you're just ahead in the journey. No, honey, none of us are having the same journey. Every single journey is unique as your fingerprint. And so please stop comparing yourself to others. But what there is different frequencies of energy from which we choose to experience life. And I might just be choosing to experience life from a different frequency than you at the moment. And you have a choice. You can stay in my presence and calibrate to the upgraded frequency, or respectfully, you can choose to stay in the frequency where you are at. There is no judgment. There is no, you have to upgrade. There is no, it is better for you, or you are a better person if you upgrade. Can we please stop having those horrible conversations and just get real with everything is perfect. Every choice you make is perfect. This is not about criticizing. This is about sharing a little bit of my experience and what I have come to understand in intentional living, in intentional creation of my life experience. Especially after I had a conversation with a friend who was defending a friend who is choosing to have a really depressed life experience. And because I have been there and I have chosen that experience and I am choosing differently now, I understand that the critique that was given to me in terms of, yes, but you have studied this stuff for decades and you have all the tools, is actually complete hogwash. None of the tools, none of my studies in psychology or coaching or mindset or any of those things is the reason why I am truly happy and living from a truly happy space today. I also want to say that happiness doesn't always look like woohoo and yeehaw. Happiness is a frequency from which I operate, and I appreciate all of the richness of the life experience, which sometimes feels like, yes, absolutely, bubblegum ice cream and butterflies. I had a butterfly walking on me yesterday. And sometimes it just feels like deep sorrow and loss and frustration and all of those things. All of those things are emotions, my friend. And I am not speaking of emotions today, but I am speaking of the frequency of happiness and the difference between what other people think I am doing to be so happy, or what I have done to be so happy, and the actual truth. So, let's first of all understand that emotions are not a frequency, but emotions is an indicator of the frequency of our thoughts. So this is why I design my day, and the first question I ask is, what is my chosen emotion? What is my chosen emotion? Is the first question I ask myself every day that I design my life. And if you do want the life designer, she's absolutely beautiful. There is a link below for you to get the life designer for 2024 if you feel like starting to design your life differently. But by setting the tone of my day, by understanding what is the emotional experience that I desire to have today, I know when my thoughts are going in the direction of my desired intentional design and which there is an opposition to my desired intentional design. And that is all it is. It is an indicator for me in the direction of my thoughts. So it's a really easy way for me to start catching my thoughts and going, am I thinking my thought or is my thought thinking me right now? And understanding that the law of attraction will give me more and more like-minded thoughts to what I am thinking. And sometimes I allow it to play it out for quite some time, even a few days, even if it's not pleasant thoughts, so that at any given moment I can sit my sweet ass down and start doing some introspection, become curious of the story, and choose differently. And this brings me to the critical point of today. And I do want to keep this life short and sweet because there's a lot in this. The ultimate success source of happiness is choice. Is choice. When I was suicidally depressed, meeting myself where I was at, and I went to the doctor and I got put on antidepressants, and then I went for therapy, and I came to understand that none of these things were working for me. I was not ever going to be happy from going to therapy or taking happy pills. I made a choice that I desired beyond anything else to be happy. To be happy. And I made a declaration to the universe of enough. I am not doing this anymore. You show me a different way. I am not doing therapy anymore. I want to be happy beyond and above anything else. I desire happiness. Now, does this mean that in an instant, a fairy sprinkled some dust on my ass and I was happy? No. But the decision was made. What unfolded for me was a journey over years. And that's what I want to share with you today, because you don't have to have years of this to understand what I now understand. But when I decided to be happy, when I made happiness my dominant choice in life, which I do every single day intentionally, I choose happiness. I intentionally choose happiness every single day. What I came to understand, and this is the part that where I will lose most people. I came to understand that there were a whole bunch of identities that I needed to release in order for me to be happy. And when I say that I had to release them, I had to release them unconditionally, because the happiness was more important to me than the identities that I had created in my unhappiness. Now, this is going to sound brutal, my friend, but we get attention when we are unhappy. Misery loves company in this society that we have created is so true. So as long as we are telling a story, again, if this is not resonating, please move away now. If we are telling a story of it's my childhood, it's what happened here, it is what happened there, this is why I need therapy, this is why I can't be happy, this is why life is not working for me, we get attention. For the most part, sympathy. For the most part, codependency. For the most part, people love a victim. But what is more important to you? For you to understand why this happened to you, if that's more important to you, then understand that happiness is not your number one choice or priority. Understanding is your number one choice and priority. And the truth is, you're never going to understand because you'll never be within the skin, within the mind, within the life of whoever did whatever to you. So, yes, they can give you all the theories, they can give you all the behavioral symptoms and the labels and all of that to make you feel better. But you will never truly understand because you are not having the consciousness evolution experience of another. What you do have is your own consciousness evolution experience. And that is unique and it is perfect. And there is no judgment against you from consciousness. For happiness to be your main priority, you must be willing to release those identities. You must be willing to release the identity of an overcomer, of a survivor, of a victim, of all those things that you have somehow made the most important thing because you don't know who to be without that. And that's okay. That's okay. See, the feminine principle is sitting in the chaos and the unknown and the darkness, in the nothingness from which to birth the new. But we are conditioned into a masculine paradigm that we have to make sense of everything, that we need to know everything, that we need to plan everything, that everything has to have data to it and proof and evidence. That's all masculine, and it's screwing us up right now in society. And if you don't agree with me, then awesome. It's simply my observation that the more we talk about mental health and the more we give people tools and information about mental health, the greater the state of mental dishealth, unhealth there is in the world. Why? Because we keep creating new identities in the state of unhappiness, in our attempt to make sense of things. When I chose to be happy, I had to choose to release all my identities that was getting me attention, sympathy, support, help, all of those things. I had to be willing to let go of being right about things, about evidence of things, about being the expert in things. Because my happiness requires me to be the fool in most instances and go, oh, okay, well, I honestly believed this yesterday, but now I've upgraded my belief into something new. And as long as I am attached to being right, to being perceived in a certain way, I can't give myself permission to do that. And I see that a lot at the moment. People are in a space that they've made their vocation, and their consciousness has out-evolved that. But instead of allowing themselves to go with their consciousness, they're holding on to that identity because, by God, I have all the degrees and I have all the certifications and I have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in order for me to be known as this. And so I don't know how will I make a living if I'm not this? And who will respect me if I don't have this title anymore? And so they're stuck in this paradigm of true unhappiness because I'd rather be perceived as an expert or hold on to all of their hard-earned accolades than be happy. See, happiness as a frequency is free. It is so free because you are free from social conditioning. You no longer care about what other think about you or how they experience you. Happiness is a frequency of where you are truly connected with your inner being, because your inner being is pure joy, is pure love, is pure abundance, is pure. So, what is the upgrade to happiness, my friend? Making it your dominant choice in life. Until that piece falls into place, no tools, no talking, no processing, no nothing is going to get you to a state of happiness. Because happiness is a frequency of choice. Once I started choosing happiness on a daily basis, I started choosing to become conscious to my thoughts, to my identities, to my stories, to the stories that I listen to, and how I listen to the stories. All of these things change once you choose happiness. I truly hope that this is of value to you. I truly hope that you will take this conversation and just sit with it for a while. And without any self-shaming, without any blaming, without any judgment, just ask yourself, have you made happiness your dominant choice? And if so, what is it that you need to sacrifice of a lower frequency in order for you to live on this higher frequency? Whether it's the type of attention that you're getting, whether it is the identities that you have created, whether it is the stories that you keep retelling, whether it's your desire to make sense first. Sacrifice is releasing that which is of a lower frequency so that we can receive that which is on a higher frequency. All right, so with that, I am going to love and leave you today. If you are a woman who desire higher frequency conversations, and if maybe you are finding yourself in a space where you just need to calibrate and you just need to do that in a space that is safe and unlimited and unjudged for you, then I invite you to book in a consultation with me for some private work. Honestly, this is the time when things get to be so easy for us, when we get to remember, when we get to self-empower, when we get to self-reclaim, and we get to live our legacies, unleashed from social conditioning, unlimited in our creative power, and unapologetic in our pleasure. Until next time, cheers.